right, so we're heading to a shooting. It's in an interesting spot here. I think we can get off at Eastern. Oh, looks like CHP running a break. Yep. So, I wonder what that's about. Should probably look into that.
Debris?
So, yeah, well, maybe. So we're heading to a shooting, a reported shooting, 2100 Brawley Street. We're a little bit behind the ball on it, not by too much, but we're just heading. Okay. And Keith's looking for weather. So yeah, we're heading to a reported shooting. Doesn't mean it actually is a shooting. Just means it's a reported shooting. But again, that's usually how they start. That's what's up. That's where we're going. UCMC's right there. You can see it from the freeway, which is kind of cool. It's a big building with the blue light coming up right there. Kind of neat. That's where a lot of our shooting victims, including the one we're going to, if we do have a victim, they'll be taken there. That's a trauma criteria hospital, and they deal with most of the major stuff down here that we go to. There is another shooting that we're monitoring over at 48th and Long Beach. However, the location of this shooting to me is a little more interesting. So we're gonna go check this out. If it is something cool, if it's not, then oh well. We'll go back available and see what else we can get on our big fishing adventure. I always feel like we're fishing, right?
Yeah.
It's got like a fishing vibe. Kind of a gamble, kind of a mix of gambling and fishing, I would say.
Approximately 15 minutes ago, near 46th Street, Honduras. Suspect vehicle is a gray sedan, unknown make or model. Weapon used was a handgun, unknown caliber, still outstanding. KMA. All
right. So the fact that it's a George unit there, that's not a good thing for us as far as a news story, because usually when it's a George unit, it means it's gang related, and if it's gang related, then we don't normally go to those types of incidents. Those stories are not something that the local news or the national news really cares about.
And your best way of putting that, why?
In my best way of putting that, I don't think it's because they don't care. I know a lot of people assume that. They go, oh, they don't care. No, that's not why. The reason is the public, the people watching, you guys, don't actually care, statistically, which is kind of weird if you think about it, because the news is at the end of the day, it's a business, right? You gotta think about that. And if you send in certain stories, or the news is airing certain stories, and they notice, okay, if we send in this type of story, right, and nobody is tuning in to watch it, nobody cares about this story, then why would you continue to put up those types of stories, right? It's kind of it's a cycle, right? But oh, this is definitely a good shooting. There's like a million cops. No, it's just three. 3 officers here. Ooh, maybe a car shooting. We'll talk more about the subject at hand here in a moment. Oh yeah, shot in the car, possibly. Interesting. Alright. Well, we're here. Let's get that transport shot real quick so we don't miss it. Hopefully you can get out. And then we'll explain what's going on. Alright, we'll film this really quick and then figure out what's going on. So we came out here on a report of a gunshot victim. But we get here, there's a couple cars parked. We've got a victim or slash suspect on a gurney who is being transported but in handcuffs. So you'll see in a second when they take him out. I already zoomed in on the cuffs for a second, but I'll show that again when he's being transported. Victim slash suspect, sometimes one and the same. This would be an example of that. But we're gonna have to talk with the officers here and figure out exactly what this is. They could have had it wrong too. It might not actually be a shooting, so. I don't know if we have a shooting or not. There's two cars parked here, and any one of those could have bullet holes in them, so we're definitely gonna have to talk to somebody. This is kind of a weird situation. As they all are, I guess, right? They're all kind of weird situations. What were we talking about before? Oh, so situations like we were talking about in the car, it is like a vicious cycle, right? So you're showing an audience a bunch of news stories, right? And then you find out that they don't like a certain news story, a certain type of news story. You're not going to keep sending in, especially if it's super commonplace, right? A big part of what makes news is if it's something unique, it's something different, right? A lot of these stories we go to, you've seen through season 1 and now with the weekly show that you're watching right here on YouTube, we find stories that are unique and interesting and have a little bit of depth to them, right? If you have, a gang shooting where gang members are shooting at each other or what have you, that's not always that deep, that's not always that interesting, and I'm not saying that because I don't feel for these people. I think it's a huge epidemic here in LA as probably most of the major cities in the United States. The issue isn't that nobody cares, the issue is that the audience doesn't care. That's really what it comes down to. So trying to explain this as accurately as possible without sounding like a nut, but that's kind of how it is, right? Like if we have car crashes in LA all the time, right? Do we go to every car crash? No, it has to be something a little more interesting, a little more dynamic. Like I said, a little more depth, right? So if it's something super commonplace, like motorcycle accidents, right? I have a motorcycle. I don't even go to motorcycle accidents anymore because the stations and the people in LA are like, well, it's just another motorcycle accident. It's not something that's unique. It's something that happens all the time in the city. We have like probably in the city of Los Angeles, probably like 10 to 15 motorcycle accidents a day. So it's kind of like, yeah, we know it's happening. I think everyone knows it's happening, but it's not something that we can continue to focus on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Try not to beat a dead horse on this one. But yeah, for this story to be interesting, it has to be something a little more to it. Maybe the guy was driving and got shot at. Now the cops are taking him to jail for some reason. There's always more to it. Every story we go to, there's always more to it. And whether or not our investigation leads to that making the story more interesting is always kind of the question. So this guy's going nuts. So that's the deal. That's the deal. So we're really close to a structure fire response, less than a mile and a half out, and I do, it's raining a little bit, and I do see smoke. All right, 455's heading in. I've already got smoke showing, light smoke showing from Hoover and the 10. I'll be continuing through. I also have rain Oh, rain and road debris here on the 10, 455 continuing. So a little bit of drizzle right now. A little bit of drizzle, and there's a motorcycle behind us. Looks like a Harley Sportster. Poor guy riding in the rain is like the worst. I see guys doing it, and I'm just like, what the heck? Yep. It sucks. Yeah, we rode in the rain once a while back. We got caught. Tay and I got caught in the rain. Not fun.
It's not a fun thing.
Not a fun thing. That's that's a good way to put it. All right, 455 is going code 6 at the incident. It's going to be a small fire on the first floor. Unsure if it's extended or not. 455 is jumping up.
Engine 34, you got the second floor. Check the floor above.
It's just a small.
Metro password 26, if you could add our 800.
Really, really small. Paquito. You know, let's check it out. You never know. They could have somebody in there that's you know, trapped or something. You never know. Hard time getting in right now. Right now, it looks like we've got fire on the first floor. LA City's running their radial saws. They're really loud. I don't know if you can hear me too well, but they're running their radial saws behind me. And they're trying to get into the first floor and the second floor, but this place is locked up pretty tight. I don't think it's homeless as of right now. Having a hell of a time trying to get into this place right now. Okay, copy that. I'll be back in my vehicle. Had a hell of a time getting in here.
I'll be back in my vehicle. I do have, looks like smoke in the attic possibly, and I'll wait for primaries and secondaries, and I'll clear off. Thank you. Did you want to take a look around the corner? Here, come here. Look around the corner. This place was buttoned up tight, huh? Jeez. So, normally, if there's a bar or two, they'll cut them, or they'll make access through the doors, but I mean, these guys were just tearing this place apart. I haven't seen City fight this hard to get into a place in a while, but usually on a vacant building like this, they make sure that they're locked up tight so they don't get squatters and stuff like that. As far as what the cause was, we're not going to know, you know, just standing out here. They're just getting a handle on it. They got the blower going, so usually once the blower, so you can see that, I'll get a shot of it so you can see it a little better. There's a device that they use, not everybody's familiar with, it's called a blower, and it's a big, it's firing up right now. We'll walk away so you can hear me a little better. So once the blower is on, the blower is a big fan, excuse me, it's a big fan that they use to clear all the smoke out of a building so they can see better, see what they're dealing with, do primaries and secondaries, which is searching for victims. The primary search for victims and then a secondary search for victims. When they fire up the blower, that clears all the smoke out for the most part. It makes it easier for them to search, figure out the cause of the fire, and figure out the extent of the damage. But to turn on the blower, to get to that point, you have to have a pretty serious knockdown. If you have any fire in the building at all, introducing that fresh air is going to make that fire start to react with the fuel that it's burning even more intensely. So usually when that turns on, that's it. So we heard the knockdown. I saw a little bit of smoke in the attic that looked a little bit on the pressurized side. Wow, guy just drove right through the whole thing. I saw a little bit of smoke in the attic that looked a little pressurized, but once they have the blower going, then we know for a fact that that's it. We're not gonna have a fire out here. So that's it, vacant building.
So this is a fatal traffic collision. I'm gonna jump out, find out what the story is, and then we'll go from there. But there's no information on this anywhere else, and we drove right by this on the way to the fire, which is kind of weird. Also, probably why we didn't hear anything. I'm gonna jump out for a second, figure out what's up, grab my vest, and then I'll tell you when it's good to go. Okay.
Two males attempting to break in. 9 Central.
Send me incident 0067.
How's it going? Okay, no worries.
Car back there?
Yeah. All right, well, we'll film from here then. I was asking your partner what you guys had so far, but he didn't really know. I assume you guys are just doing flares and stuff, so.
All I know is vehicle respect.
Oh, okay, so it was a guy walking on the freeway or something.
Yeah.
All right, you know what's weird? We drove right by. I didn't hear you guys on the radio, nothing. We went to a fire at Normandy, We got on, came by, saw some debris and stuff. I figured, you know, minor TC, whatever.
It's not
and
a
then,
mess though.
okay, so he's in one piece.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I think he stole a pulse when the first people got here.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Huh. And he stalled cars or anything, or no?
There
Just
was the whoever it was that either hit him or he fell out of the car. I don't know.
because I heard there's family members.
Yeah, so
That's weird.
We're with the family members, so I don't know if they knew each other or.
Oh, interesting. All
We
right.
went last night, right in the Trans Road.
Same spot.
Almost the same spot, just in the focus stuff.
You know, it's the homeless.
It wasn't a homeless.
Really?
Someone got drunk and walked on the floor.
Well, happy Halloween, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll shoot from here. I don't want to, you know, we're not going to film a dead body or anything.
Yeah,
So.
you're good from here.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. So we're good. We're good here. We don't want to get too close. We have a dead body in lanes here, and then the family, for some reason, is off at Vermont, which is literally right here. So I'm not quite sure why that is. That's kind of weird. It's not a mess. Our victim is intact, which is apparently still had a pulse when the first people showed up to help. So kind of an interesting thing. CHP Central Division, super cool group of guys. Everybody here is really nice. So we're gonna get out, get some shots. We do have light drizzle traffic. We've got one lane open right here to my right, your left. Traffic's moving slowly, so I feel a little bit on the safer side. Obviously you got your vest on already. I don't know how you pulled that off, but good job. So let's grab the camera. I'm not gonna put the rain cover on. We actually developed a top cover for the Blackmagic that we use that should keep the water out. So cross your fingers. Yeah, it's just a light drizzle, not too bad. I'm gonna kill the. We'll leave the headlights. I'm assuming the body is covered. And my whole thing right now is to just communicate with the sergeant that's here. Oh no, there's water on the lens. Oh no. Is going to be out at the traffic collision fatality, vehicle versus pedestrian, on the 10 westbound at Hoover, and I got light drizzle out here also. Oh, I hate the rain. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. All right, let's go down a little bit, not too far. I'm not quite sure where the body is, and then I'm hoping that it's covered. I'm assuming that it's covered. Oh, I got it. It's on the left. All right. It looks like they pulled the information off of the CAD, but it's funny because we saw the debris in lanes, we saw the car, and I thought, just a minor thing, and then didn't hear anything on the radio for it. Oh wait, didn't you hear something in the Trans Road, body down in the Trans Road? Was that before we went to the fire? That must have been this. Sorry, it was slowing down, now it's picking up again. Maybe he was walking in the Trans Road and they made it to here. So, I don't know. But we don't have anything on the record yet. Everything right now is just speculatory, but we do know we have a deceased person here at scene. So, I'm gonna get a couple shots of the traffic. We'll figure out, we'll get some shots here, maybe go to the other side of the car and then shoot back. That might be interesting. and then let me get this tape shot really quick. And then once we get that, then that's pretty much it. Now we are out here in the rain. So they're doing measurements right now when we jumped out, which the timing is actually perfect. They're doing measurements between the sidewall of the freeway, where the skid marks started and where the I don't want to call them a suspect, just where the other party involved in the collision stopped, because they didn't do anything wrong. They're driving down the freeway and they doink a pedestrian, like, they didn't see him. It's drizzling out, foggy, so.
Yeah, it's not
No.
state too. So.
No, and exactly. They did the right thing. They stayed. So I think what we're gonna do. Yeah, I remember seeing a car that had stopped over here, but I did not. The body's over there to the left. So. So we'll go ahead of the car that they're doing the measurements on. All right, so just wrapped up the actual footage here on the freeway.
29. Thank you for the move up. You return to your district.
Okay, so we just wrapped up the footage out here of this incident. There was a sedan that struck this our victim on the highway. Luckily, they stayed. I'm really impressed with these people behind me. It's a guy and a girl. I'm glad that they're okay and that they stayed. They stopped and did the right thing, which is fantastic. So they stopped. CHP's here. They got a million things to do. So the fact that the family is here right now on this incident is kind of strange. So either they were with the victim and they jumped out of the car, they were involved in an accident and they jumped out, or it could be a long list of reasons why they were out on the freeway. But again, to have the family here at the same time is both unfortunate for them that they have to, find out about this, and then it's also an issue for CHP because they have to go, hey, this is what's going on. So, kind of a weird situation. Not a common one by any means. I know we were talking about that earlier, like uncommon things being, newsworthy. This would be an example of that. So right now we're a little in the dark, but we'll find some more information out here and figure out what's going on, and then take it from there. So if we do get more information, obviously we'll check back in. If we don't, then you will see me and Tay at the next story.
Hopefully drier.
Hopefully drier, yes. Hopefully a lot drier. I am not a happy camper in the wet. Interesting. So it's some type of ADW shooting up here in the Hollywood Hills. Not quite sure what this is though. That's the oldest Crown Vic I've seen out here.
I can't see anything.
Weird. Yeah, it's weird.
I have no idea what's going on.
No, it's some type of ADW shooting in a house up here in the Hollywood Hills, and that's all we got. That is all we got. Not a whole lot of information. RP said they heard shots fired in the area, and then, sorry, the reporting party said they heard shots fired in the area, but it's, I mean, we're gonna have to talk to the coppers and see what they got. Interesting, huh? All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Sarge.
Hey,
How's it going?
how you doing?
Well, yeah, weird. It's raining pretty bad too. We're getting soaked out here. You ready to? You want to take off?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah, it's raining pretty good.
Feels great though.
You like it?
God.
No.
Yeah.
No. All right. Let's get out of here. We'll listen to the radio and see what they have. Not a fan of getting soaked out here. The camera's doing well. You okay? Strange. Very strange. All right, so yeah, there was a lady that said she heard. Oh Jesus!
Oh God.
It's coming down, huh? So a lady heard, said she heard gunshots, and then let's get in the car and talk. It's coming down.
And how I was next considering as a business, they have a referral person, and then for their
So, woman said she heard gunshots from her home over here on Horseshoe Canyon, which is deep in the Hollywood Hills. We got up here pretty quick. I
I don't see any evidence of a shooting. They're not treating it like a crime scene or anything like that. They're checking out the house right now. But doesn't seem like a huge thing. We'll listen to the radios for a little bit. Oh, you good?
Sorry.
You good?
Yeah, it's a little smudgy though.
Well, we're in the rain, so.
Yeah. That's better.
Yeah, so it's coming down. Yeah, it's just weird. Really weird. Strange. So, yeah, there was, sorry.
No, you're good.
So, female said she heard gunshots, and then LAPD came up to check it out because normally this is not an area for shootings. However, there's no evidence of, well, as far as we can tell, there's no evidence of shooting. I'm sure they'll come up on the radio and give us more info after that. But we are 10-7 for the night. I think that's gonna do it. Completely soaked and drenched evening, night out with us. I don't like the rain. I mean, I like it when I'm inside.
I think it's kind of fun. I worry about the cameras.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I'm concerned about.
That's true too. I worry.
My camera's dripping water right now.
I worry about the camera. I worry about, well, yours and mine. My biggest thing is that it's just more dangerous getting around, like this. But outside of that, it's pretty chill. Again, I like being inside, like in the car or in the home when the rain's happening. Then that's totally fine. But being out in it like this, not a huge fan. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this episode.